morning to everyone. My name is Darshan. So, if I am a Malaysian Prime Minister, will I develop Malaysia in the next 5 years by maintaining low income and company taxes for the next 3 years? Yes, I will certainly use these 5 years to promote Malaysia through low income and corporate taxation. Reducing marginal tax rates will spur economic growth. This idea is the lower tax rates will give people more after tax income that could be used to buy more goods and services. This is a demand side argument to support a tax reduction as an expansionary fiscal stimulus. Further, reduced tax rates could boost saving and investment, which will increases the productive capacity of the economy. Cutting income taxes is a more emotional because of the progressive nature of the tax. Reducing taxes is on a family with a small adjusted gross income will save them less in total dollar amounts than a slightly smaller tax cut on a family with a much higher salary. Across the board, cuts will benefit ILS more in a dollar sense is simply because of they earn more. Cutting taxes reduce government revenue at least in the short term and creates either a budget deficit or increases sovereign debt. The natural countermeasure would be cut spending. However, critics of the tax cuts will then argue that the tax cut in the helping in the rich at the expenses of those with the fewer resources, because the services that will likely get a cut are beneficial to those lower in the income bracket. Proponents argue that by putting money back in the consumer pockets, spending will increases. Hence, the economy will grow and wages will rise. At the end of the day, the outcome depends on where the cuts are made. COVID-19 pandemic has had a major economic impact on the nation, particularly on vulnerable households. Having revised its national poverty line in July 2020, 5.6% of Malaysians households are currently living in absolute poverty. The government is focused on addressing the well-being of the poorest 40% of the population, the bottom 40. The lower income group remains particularly vulnerable to economic shocks, as well as increases in the cost of living and mounting financial obligations. Income inequality in Malaysia remains high relative to other East Asian countries, but is gradually declining. While income growth for the bottom 40 has outpaced the top 16 over much of the last decade, the absolute gap across income group has increased, contributing to widespread perception of the poor being left behind. Following the removal of broad-based subsidies, the government has gradually moved toward more targeted measures to support the poor and vulnerable, mainly in the form of cash transfer to low-income households. Thank you.